Okay, I want to show you some rational decision making about donating or not donating plasma. So you can go anywhere that Grifols is. You can book an appointment. They're a really good system. Tell them Jamie May sent you. Okay, like give me the money. Okay, that I would get. And then it's really cool of you because you heard it here. Okay, so you can go to Calgary, Cambridge, Sarah Edmonton, all sorts of places here. As zoom back out, it's a little bit big. Okay, Fredericton, Halifax, Hamilton. So lots of places around Canada. Okay, take a look where. See if you got something near you. You book an appointment online. You check in when you get there. Usually you check in using their signage though. So yeah. So I'm going to show you what they pay. Let's go to the honorarium. All right, they start off paying pretty good, and then they reduce it down to something for long term. If you set the goal tier by donating twice a week, then over a short amount of time, you'll be getting $40 on the first donation, $75 on the second. So I stopped counting after 40 donations, but I'm almost at my year anniversary, I think, soon. So I've been donating steadily twice a week for almost a year, I think now. So next is if you donate every 10 donations per 6 weeks. So basically, as long as every 10 donations, if you donate twice a week, you'll get an extra $50. Once a year, you'll get $100. On your birthday, you'll get $40. And $60 anniversary bonus if you donate before and after. These represent 2 donations, so 1 each. Okay. So that was cool. I got my birthday bonuses. I got my retention bonuses. I know we're coming up soon until the anniversary. Okay. So I'm going to show you that in numbers. I'm going to put these links in the YouTube below. Next is so how much do I earn per week? Well, I'm going to earn 40 plus 75 for 2 donations. All right, so under 2 liters of plasma. 115 per week. Every year I get the retention bonus of 100. Annual retention bonus. The retention bonus per year for times 10. This one's not really retention. I think this one is called. Yeah, it's retention. Okay, and then that's $540 a year. The birthday is $40. Anniversary is $60. 30 and 30. Okay. As long as you're doing gold membership twice per week, you'll stay in and get all of those as well. Okay. The total I get per year is $6,720-ish. Okay, $20.80, right? If I want to replace that income on a monthly basis, I just divide this yearly total by 12 for a monthly value, and I would be getting $558.33 per month from them, or $132.90 a week. So it's basically like you got to decide whether or not you want to do it or not, right? So the first thing you should ask is, can I do something else and make the same money? Can I make $132.90 a week? Can I make $558 a week approximately? As long as you can make the same money per month, $558 per month, excuse me, as long as you can make the same money, then option A, Grifols, matches option B. So here's $132.90 per week in option A. Well, first of all, you have Grifols and you have that much payment per week. So that's good. But option 2, you don't know what it is, but you can possibly make the same amount. Which one do you choose? You choose Grifols because unknown doesn't actually tell you what's happening. You know Grifols. So that's the trade-off value. That's the win. So you know which one you take because you have some more certainty there. That's a variable that's valuable. Okay, the next thing that you can compare is the opportunity cost of going to Ripples. So travel, 3 hours per week. Time for money, you're giving me time for money, 3 hours per week of time. The amount of money you get is $44.30 per hour if you divide the time for money by the time per week. So 3 hours divided by the amount you make per week, 132.90, right? But if you were to also compare that to 6 hours, because you're using travel and time for money, and you could do that, you could work elsewhere for 6 hours instead, like at the office, then you'd be looking at loss of 6 hours. So you'd be like 132.9 divided by 6, you're getting $22.15 per hour. So, those are ways to challenge the benefit, the marginal benefit. If you think of the margin, as long as you can get more than 22.15 per hour by not having to use this time for travel, but you can use it for money instead, well, then you can increase the amount you're worth, right? So the break-even value before it's an economically non-viable decision is 22.15 an hour, as long as you can make use of 6 hours. If you can only make use of 3 hours, then your break-even value is $44.3 an hour. So if you can make at least $44.3 an hour, you're best to stay here. The only thing you need to know is if you found an opportunity, okay, that you're sure of, and you could make, the same money for that 3 hours or for the 6 hours as shown, then break-even value is, well, break-even value is a walk-away value. You don't have to make a difference, a change. When you make a change is when you don't like the variables. I don't want to travel. Okay, I could actually do this, not travel. Now the marginal benefit is travel. I don't have to travel. Okay, or the marginal benefit could be I don't like giving my plasma, so I don't have to give plasma. I can give more of my time elsewhere. Okay, so if it's not the plasma you're worried about, then it could be something like comfort level. Which job is more comfortable, or which work opportunity is more comfortable, right? It's donation, but it's something about your bodies. You got to be like, what do you want to do? And then you can start comparing the different things you do. Well, what do you do at the Griffles? What do you do at the other job where you can earn money, right? And then you can kind of list the differences of physically what you're doing different, and be like, what do you want to do? Do you do those things or the other things? And then there would be also a way to decide, because whatever the more important decision is, if the payment's the same, then you need to find the variables that are most attractive to you. Which one to do? Do you want the altruism of giving, or do you want to sit in your chair without a needle in your arm, for example? Or do you want to go do the other thing that you would rather do? And so compare those perspectives and then make a marginal choice to your benefit. And that's rational. Okay? I hope that's a useful thought for you. I listed out these values so you could think about how much it's worth per year. So if I can make 6720.8, so $6,720.80 a year doing anything else, I should still do the one thing that I know. If you can assess that you have an opportunity that's real, okay, so we'll call this real opportunity, okay. You have a real opportunity there, so you go option B, and you get the exact same. Well, okay, now you've got to compare what else you're doing than the money. But if the money's better in one than the other, then you could actually just choose the money. Unless the money, like if you get a bit more money in one and not as much money in the other, you could still compare the values and be like, if I travel an hour and a half twice a week, I tend to get a bit more stressed out, and then I have to buy more vitamin D. So as long as these opportunity costs, like increased travel, doesn't result in more stress, which results in more expenditure. As long as it's not like this thing you're worried about in terms of opportunity. If I do this, I actually tend to have less, or things like that. So you don't have to go be too far reaching. It's really about the real cost right now of travel. If I travel right now, I need to go get more vitamin D. That'll cost me $30 more. And so, although I make $20 more per week, on average, this week I'm going to have, $10 less then I would have had that other opportunity. But that being said, you don't exactly have to go that in depth sometimes, because just if you need to, if you're absolutely sure it's going to cost you, but if you would have done those things anyway, they'd be like, well, either way, I'm going to pay for doing those things. Maybe those things I get. All right, I can justify buying more vitamin D, which is super awesome. For example, take care, and I wish you the best.